Today we're reacting to YouTubers who have spent time in jail or prison. I'm not on this list. They should have put me on here back in my day. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. Maybe one day I'll get a video. I don't want to be the jail video though, I guess. Let's do it.
These are 10 YouTubers who have spent time behind bars, and we're going to list them from 3 hours in jail to 50 years in prison, beginning with Sam Pepper and Ice Poseidon, who got arrested together for the dumbest reason imaginable. Back in mid-2018, Sam and Ice had the genius idea of hiding in a purple wooden Fortnite llama on wheels, so they could sneak past security into VidCon, where they'd stay and film a 24-hour overnight challenge. Everything seemed to be going well in the beginning, as Sam and Ice cruised into the convention, whilst filming and laughing at security through a little peephole. However, the two seemed to forget that they were live streaming to thousands of people, and it would only take one call to VidCon to have their whole plan shut down. This call would happen less than 10 minutes after getting inside, which was followed by
This was warranted for 3 days in jail?
Security and police walking straight up to them before they'd be arrested.
Because we snuck in.
Go ahead and step out. Yeah.
Come on, fellas. What is all this?
The two were taken back to the police station, banned from VidCon for life, and given a notice to appear in court, which eventually resulted in a further 2 years probation, $100 in fines, and 80 hours of community.
Oh my God. For this? For sneaking into a shit? Oh my God. For drug charges, I had less years probation. I had paid a lot more money, and I had less years community service. Oh my God.
Community service. Sam Pepper and Ice Poseidon's arrest was short-sighted and idiotic. However, it still wasn't as stupid as the time Logan Paul was sent to jail for a whole day after getting arrested in Italy. It happened back in 2017 when Logan was in his obnoxious vlogger phase, and prior to the arrest, Logan's group had disrespected Italian norms, gotten kicked out of hotels, and had filmed locals without their permission. So by the time the group made it to Italy's famous Colosseum, they were bound to get into trouble. Logan began by stating that he knew flying a drone over the Colosseum was illegal.
I understand drone shots here are illegal, so let's definitely do that.
However, after putting the drone in the air anyway, the military were able to capture it.
I found it. Ellipsis. Military has it.
And Logan was arrested shortly thereafter.
Fly of a drone in this area is illegal.
No bueno.
I must arrest you for this.
Okay.
After being released from jail later that afternoon, Logan was straight back to his idiotic self.
Yo, I'm a savage, bro. Bring my boy Logan back.
I just needed to sit with this content for a second, and the fact that this nigga's on his way to $1 billion from the base of what he was doing. You know, he was young, he was dumb, he was stupid. Niggas do stupid shit all the time, but you can turn around. You can get your name off being an idiot to becoming a billionaire.
You can't stop Logan.
And if anything, seemed proud of what had happened.
I went to jail, bro. I've been in jail, bro.
While Logan did have to spend a full day behind bars, his punishment wasn't nearly as bad as Sniper Wolf's, who after being charged with armed robbery, had to spend multiple nights in jail. It happened back in 2013 before Sniper Wolf became a big YouTuber, and the incident was explained in a video
Sniper put up and pole on niggas? Armed robbery.
Appropriately titled My Jail Story. She explained that while shopping at a department store, she was asked by security to check her bag, yet since Sniper Wolf didn't want this to happen, she pushed the security guard and ran back to her car.
He stopped me, asked for my bag, and pulled it from me. I didn't know what to do. I just ran away and got in my car.
Sniper Wolf seemed confident that she didn't actually have anything.
Armed robbery.
Bag.
I didn't even steal anything, and they had no proof I did.
Yet under the assumption that she was running because she'd stolen something, Sniper Wolf was arrested later that day.
They took me to the police station jail, they took mugshots, and they asked us a ton of questions.
She was then charged with armed robbery.
I was charged with armed robbery. How? They said it wasn't official charges. They could just pretty much charge us whatever they want right now.
Before she'd be sent to a larger jail complex, where she remained for 3 days before being released.
I was in jail for almost 3 days.
Yet this wouldn't be the last time that that Sniper Wolf ended up behind bars.
Oh,
because
shit.
3 years later, Sniper Wolf would take to Twitter to make a new post reading, "So neighbors called the cops because they heard screaming, and I got arrested for disorderly conduct, lol at my mugshot though." This post was followed by a video simply titled Arrested, in which Sniper Wolf explained that she'd been taken to jail for the night after getting into a petty fight with her boyfriend.
So of course I was screaming. I got arrested for disorderly conduct. Apparently you're not allowed to scream in your own house.
And while it definitely feels like Sniper Wolf isn't telling the
I was about to say, that's some bullshit. Like, that's fucked up if they did that.
full story about both of her jail terms, there's definitely no missing.
I heard some niggas screaming right at my neighbors. I hear wow. It was two studs fighting. And they was good. Next day I saw both of them. Now they ended up breaking up though.
Details for the next YouTuber who was sentenced to 15 months in prison for playing a prank on a homeless person. Back in 2017, a Spanish creator with over 1 million subscribers called Reset thought it would be a good idea to take the filling out of an Oreo, replace it with toothpaste, and give it to a homeless person, despite stating that the toothpaste-filled Oreo would...
The joke, okay, you do the joke, you give it to your daggone. Thank you, man. You do the joke, you give it to your daggone what's it called? Your friend or something. Oh, I got you with the toothpaste and the Oreo joke, haha. But you gotta be a different type of nigga to give the toothpaste with the Oreo to the homeless man that has nothing, sitting on a fucking box. You couldn't even showed a little love and put at least 2 real ones in that bitch?
Would help the homeless man clean his teeth, the community began to destroy Reset, creating a 125,000 signature petition to have his channel deleted, which accompanied a 19 million view video by Auron Play titled Reset the Most Stupid on Internet. However, Reset's worst punishment was still yet to come, as after the homeless man's daughter noticed the backlash on the internet, she'd take legal action against the YouTuber, and Reset ended up in court. The judge, Rosa Aragonés, noted that it was not an isolated event, and the social media star had a propensity for cruel behavior and preying on easily or vulnerable victims. She found him guilty of violating the man's moral integrity. Reset was sentenced to 15 months in prison and was ordered to pay 20,000 euros to the homeless man. Reset also received a 5-year ban from all social media, with this sentence commencing in June 2019, meaning he'll be able to return to YouTube in June 2024, although certainly with a downtrodden reputation.
Is he back, y'all?
Was another million-plus subscriber channel.
Oh my god, I know these niggas.
Who managed to land themselves in prison, although for an even longer time than Reset. The 2 owners of the family channel, Billy and Eva, were often seen on social media with luxury cars and extravagant homes, yet it turns out that not all of their money had been made through their YouTube channel. Because on the 23rd of February 2020, they'd upload a video titled "We Kept This a Secret Long Enough, We Were Arrested," in which they'd explained that they had a court date for an unspecified charge.
Yes, we were arrested, and we have a very important date. We have a sentencing date. That will change our lives forever, for the good or for the bad.
A month later, it was revealed that the couple were being accused of identity theft and defrauding the government, having accessed or attempted to access social security accounts belonging to over 1,400 different individuals without the victim's knowledge or authorization.
They were scamming.
Identities to make money. That was my hustle back then.
Niggas was, he was a scammer back then.
I knew what I was doing was wrong, but it was just, I needed a way to make money.
The couple explained that all of this had happened 5 years prior to beginning YouTube, although this didn't seem to matter to the judge, who sentenced the couple to 3 years in prison.
I got 2 years, and Ivani got 1 year.
I got a year and a day.
She has a year and a day.
As well as ordered them to pay back the $94,000 that they had stolen.
Wow.
In true family channel fashion, they then used their time in prison as clickbait for content, yet this behavior wasn't nearly as bad as Russian YouTuber Ruslan Sokolovsky, who was sentenced to 3
They made it out of that though.
3.5 years in prison for playing Pokemon Go in a church. In early August 2016, Sokolovsky filmed a video of himself catching Pokemon in Yekaterinburg's Church on Blood. The video stirred up a controversy among believers, while a criminal case was initiated in accordance with the Russian criminal code's
This nigga got in trouble for playing Pokemon Go in church.
articles, citing incitement to hatred and enmity, denigrating human dignity, as well as violating the right to freedom of conscience and religion.
The alleged crime, playing Pokemon Go inside an Orthodox church.
That is very disrespectful. Absolutely, extremely disrespectful. But I'm very curious, how much time could a nigga get
Lofsky shared a YouTube video that showed him playing the smartphone game. His video went viral and prompted a police investigation. Officials said the video was one of many by the young blogger that questioned or criticized the church.
In May 2017, approximately 1 year after posting the Pokemon Go video, Rosalind was handed a 3.5-year suspension.
Nigga got 3.5 per Pokemon Go, guys. He went into church and played Pokemon Go. In America, you go to a Baptist church or my grandma's church, all the old people just gonna whoop your ass until you sit down. They're gonna anoint your head with oil. They're gonna make you sit there and look at the whole service. Give me your phone and they'll give it back to you on the way out to kick you in your ass and say, be safe, baby. In Russia, they put your ass in prison.
Prison term, and while his 500,000 subscriber YouTube channel is pretty much dead these days, he's still yet to spend any time behind bars. Jens the Beast had a harsher sentence than anyone else on this list so far.
Who is this?
Although he was actually able to use YouTube to improve his reputation after getting out of prison. Jens the Beast explained that his life began to spiral out of control following the death of his mother at the age of 24. He was sent to prison for the first time back in 2009 after getting into an altercation with a nightclub bouncer, yet after finishing this first prison stint, he was sent back 2 more times, totaling 4 years spent behind bars. During his final stint, Jens made the decision to get his life together.
The last prison sentence that I got, I used a lot of my time finding myself with cognitive therapy and anger management.
Oh my God. But this is how he really was looking?
Cleared up my mind, decided
this niggas want extra rewards.
That I'm not going back.
And after being released from prison, he launched his own coaching program before joining Rich Piana's 5% Nutrition group, and with the assistance of YouTube and Instagram, Jens was able to turn his life around completely.
Less than 3 years ago, I was released from prison, and now I got 2 companies going, working with clients all over the world and doing expos, and got so many fans and followers. I'm really, really grateful.
However, while Jens is certainly one of the scariest looking people on the
yeah, this nigga has a 666 tattoo on his sternum. Yeah, this nigga's yeah, I mean, I guess he turned his life around, but Jesus, man.
Platform.
How do you even approach or converse with a nigga like this, like off the dribble? Like he would have to hit you up and be like, hey man, I really rock with you, but like this is a terrifying individual to kind of walk up on.
4 years in prison still seems minor when compared to Saucy and Honey, who are facing a 7-year sentence for a YouTube prank.
This may have been fun.
YouTube pranks, y'all. YouTube pranks done got niggas shot, murder, fucking
fun for those YouTubers, but tonight they're facing some serious felony charges.
And the prank be some shit that's not a prank. Oh, you chilling, nigga, pull up, punch you in your eye. Ah, it's a prank though, bro. What part of it's the prank? You did it. How is it a prank when you did it?
Up to 7 years in jail.
In February 2022, the 25,000 subscriber channel posted a video titled
24-hour
overnight challenge in Target.
We're about to spend the night in Target. We're gonna spend overnight in Target.
After introducing the video, the two would hide in the store and wait for it to close. They then walk around filming themselves before walking out in the morning, stating that they had been there all night.
We successfully completed our overnight challenge in Target.
Oh my God, bro. The state of YouTube, where I guess where niggas felt like they had to yell at the camera the whole time, is crazy. I think that was part of the reason why when I was coming up, I was like, I'd never do this YouTube. Like I never thought the YouTube would be like a cool job for me, because that just never has been me. Like I've never been a loud guy. So I was like, oh shit, this shit lame. I ain't ever want to do this shit. Whole time you never really had to do this. This is just what niggas thought you had to do.
The video went up like any other. However, the couple was arrested after the video was watched.
7 years though?
West Whiteland police saw the
Was they stealing?
Video and arrested Johnson LaRose and Charlotte Fisher for criminal trespassing and conspiracy.
Criminal trespass, which is a felony in the 3rd degree. They're not entitled to be there, which makes it a crime.
Not only did the news expose their challenge as fake, using security camera footage which showed them leaving the store at 3 a.m., but after being arrested, the two were charged with criminal trespassing, conspiracy, and are now facing up to 7 years in prison.
We ain't gonna get to 7, but damn.
However, 7 years is still nothing
Wes
when
Watson?
compared to Wes Watson, whose 10
Real
years in
prisoner.
prison acted as a basis for him to become a multi-millionaire. Now, Wes was already a millionaire prior to entering prison. However, this money had been earned via illegal activity and would therefore also become the reason for his time behind bars. After 10 years in the California prison system, Wes decided that he was ready to get his life together, and instead of taking on a normal post-prison job, he instead created a YouTube channel titled GP Penitentiary Life Wes Watson, where he began to tell stories about what prison was really like. His ideal prison-like image helped all of his videos to explode in popularity.
So I went on that YouTube channel and it blew up. Every video got millions of views. I got 100,000 subscribers in 28 days.
And with his physique also being in a very enviable position from his time away, Wes sold fitness programs and coaching via his social media channels. Wes also put out a book, and
he did that shit smart.
Only 3 years.
This is not a good nigga from, you know, and I've watched videos about how he a piece of shit on my other channel, but he did do this shit smart.
After being released from prison, Wes had once again become a multi-millionaire.
That's why I've been able to make myself a millionaire and stay fit this quick. 3 years after doing 10 years in prison. Everybody told me, Wes, get a real job. Like, how are you gonna support a family, online coaching? Ha!
Which accompanied a whole new...
Yeah, this nigga's, he's mentally, like, unstable, bro. He is very much so mentally unstable.
Series of videos in which Wes preaches the importance of good habits in the most brutally honest way possible.
That was genuine anger in those words, and nobody's even doing anything to him. That was genuine anger.
Have zero value in your life. Zero worth if you don't put the work in. If you crack that bottle and think it's gonna do it, massive downside. Hey, look at me. I'm having so much fun. We know how you look in the morning throwing up in the toilet, looking at your bank account all.
However, while prison led Wes Watson to become a successful motivational speaker, for the
Jesus
final
Christ.
YouTuber on our list, the opposite happened, and being a motivational speaker led him into prison. He was a Mexican YouTuber by the name of German Loera MX, and as mentioned previously, he was known for posting motivational and business content.
This nigga had 5.2.
To his channel with over 5,000 subscribers. However, instead of engaging in legitimate business practice, Jaman instead decided to make money by kidnapping someone and holding them for a $100,000 ransom. 2 days after doing so, he was caught by police and was sentenced to 50 years in prison, where he remains to this day.
I guess that was just a criminal with a YouTube channel. That wasn't no goddamn YouTuber. That being said, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, bro. Like the video, sub up, comment up, binge the channel. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Grateful for y'all, man. And we gone. Hey, did he let do it?